U.S. core PCE price index, the Fed's preferred inflation measure, came in a little bit hot today, yet the odds of an interest rate cut by September have soared to 9.4%. Guys, we got a lot of stuff to talk about in today's video. The SPY is at all-time highs, trading up at 616. Who would have ever thought that this early in the year, after the fastest drop and fastest recovery, we would see all-time highs on the SPY? Watch until the end of the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn post notifications on. We called out a couple of things yesterday. One was shorting the S&P 500 into end of day today on Friday unless we close above 615 or break above 615. So now the short bias is off the table for anyone who thought about playing that trade. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. I'm going to preface this with that. I don't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on YouTube giving my personal opinion. Okay. Secondly, the SPY broke above 615. It also broke above 616. The previous high was about 613.40. And you can see we actually gapped over the high in overnight trading and are building a base on the 4-hour time frame above this level. So the SPY is holding up insanely strong. And we're also seeing the DXY, which is the US dollar index, continue to fall below key support levels. Came under 100, now at 97, continuing to drop, which is ultimately good for big names who do a lot of business out of country, like Nvidia. Nvidia's up almost 2%, trading at 157.35, now in complete price discovery, all-time highs, alongside other stocks who are also going to benefit like this, which is Microsoft, now trading at 498. And this is a price target we had up on the chart, and we also have 520 up on the charts as well. And this goes for other stocks like Meta. Again, not the same concept, but Meta is testing all-time highs, likely to break higher. It's at 731. I have a price target of 865 if things continue to run. Keep an eye on EWJ, Japan Index Fund, right here, also at all-time highs, also correlating to the DXY falling. So you want to keep an eye on all of these plays. Now, last night, we also called out in the Discord server, Nike calls for earnings. Now, Nike is up 16%, was up more today, trading all the way up at $74, gapping up from about $60, which is a crazy gain. Those options were well worth over 200% returns on profits. So that would have paid for Discord for years and years on end. If you're not in yet, guys, it's the top link in the description right under this video as you are watching. And we have a ton of benefits in there. So if you want to level up, go get in the Discord server. Next up, we obviously have to talk about GameStop and what is good for GameStop. What is good for GameStop is the Japanese 10-year government bond yields we keep an eye on, also getting another spike higher today, which is ultimately what we wanted to see after this retracement. We wanted to see these bounce to continue to rip the carry trade apart, now up 2.5%, trading at 1.46. So we are seeing bright signs across the board. However, I will note that before we get off the S&P 500, before I forget this, the SPY is about to get a golden cross. This is important. Okay, this is when the 50 crosses above the 200. Very bullish signal for the year for the market. Now, Lottie Stocks, what does this mean? Are we going to crash later in the year? Well, the higher we go, especially into a golden cross, the less likely that is in the near term. But here is what I am expecting to happen. Between 618 and 620 on the SPY, I expect us to have some sort of rejection. At that point, I expect us to have some sort of correction between 4 to 10%. Now, that 4 to 10% correction, I assume we're going to break down 590, 585, possibly 570, possibly 563, 567, somewhere in this range right here. Beyond that, I'm not so certain, especially with how hard we've recovered, that we are going to sell off past the lows under 480 or 483 or whatever we wick down to down here. Okay, so I just want to point that out. Even though we are going to get a bullish cross, we are getting a lot of momentum. This is a gamma squeeze. Short sellers are getting squeezed out of their positions who shorted back in May as well as June, in early June, right? On this little correction right here. and they're all getting ripped out of their positions, but ultimately I do expect a correction or pullback before the SPY rallies 630, 650, some analysts calling out for 700 this year. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. GameStop got a huge buy order in the dark pool, again 345,000 shares after hours, worth about 8 million. We also saw this, right? When GameStop completed their convertible note offering, it was on June 17th, okay, 2025, very recently. Now, the same time, the Consolidated Audit Trail reported 7 billion errors on that day when GameStop completed their bond offering. What does this mean? Well, obviously, it's corruption. It's a bunch of fucked up stuff that happens behind the scenes and never gets fixed with the market, and it's just clear as day. It's not a coincidence. So all of the dumbasses who come out and say, oh, this guy's, you're a conspiracy theorist, I mean, okay, explain this. This is going to lead me in to say that we have to see when the failed to delivers are going to come out, today or Monday, for the first half, and see how that reflects or correlates to the CAT system, but how it reflects GameStop's price action as well, and see when they have to cover all this other stuff. But ultimately, we are seeing GameStop get this build up right here, very calmly, very quietly, beginning to build up, testing the 50 on the 4-hour, waiting for a break higher, hopefully. Okay. If they do attempt to knock it down, they do still have to cover in the very, very short term, about a week or 2 weeks from now. And then on top of that, if those CAT system errors align with FTD data, they're also going to have to cover coming into late July, early August as well. We are also seeing bulls come back and buy up call options on GameStop, so everything looking pretty good. Unity creeping up 3.5%. Just keep a side eye over here because we can't forget about it. Also can't forget about GNS with still huge to borrow rate. Not any shares available to borrow. They're fighting naked shorting on the company. We're down 20%, but that is okay. That is coming all the way up to what people thought was the top, around 80 cents, then all the way up to what people thought was the top, around 90 cents, then all the way up to what people now think is the top at $1.32. There's no way to tell what's the top, but we can see that on Webull it's giving a possible price target of about $4.30. Will that be hit? Well, we don't really know, but that's up about 350% from where we're trading at already right now. We also need to continue to keep an eye on Quantum, QNTM. Do not forget about this one, guys. Overall, that is what I got for you guys for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Again, if you're not in the Discord server, you want to get in. It's a top link in the description. Go check the links under the video, guys. You will not regret getting in the server. Best vibes, best people. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on this market. Are you making money? I will have a video coming up next week covering the long-term portfolio because it's been a bit, and I'm going to show you what I have, and maybe, maybe it'll help you out, or maybe you already have some of these plays. But yeah, that is it. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.